Welcome to another Rolled in Reacts episode. The owner of this car apparently said that he does all his own car repairs and had just changed a couple of gaskets and wanted to know if it was done right. And this car couldn't have come in any sooner to get some new tires installed. Customer states, my buddy did some work on my van, but I think he must have missed something. Customer states, forgot my keys one day, so I had to improvise. The owner of this car had apparently fixed a tire leak, all by himself using some good old silver tape. Customer states, I think I need a new wheel bearing. And the owner of this car had done his own oil change, but had forgot the new oil filter and just installed a new O-ring on the oil filter cartridge instead, and now has an engine knock. And the owner of this car had started getting a loud sound when driving on the highway, after they had done some framework on it together with their father. Customer rolled in saying that another shop helped them install a homemade sport exhaust system, but now it sounds hella loud. Very beautiful, very nice. And this customer had tried lowering their car, all by themselves. This truck came in because of a clunking noise after the owner had installed quite a unique lift kit on it at a different shop. The owner of this truck came in because their electric parking brake had blown up after they accidentally engaged it while going 88 miles an hour. Customer states, friend of mine changed a wheel bearing a while back, but as of last month, something's not right with the wheel. Can you check it out? Now what the... You know what? Good job. And this customer drove into the shop like this and complained about a steering wheel vibration. And the owner of this Chevy Blazer had apparently just hit a squirrel on the highway and came in for some body work, but when asked about the deployed airbags, they just shrugged and said, I don't know nothing about cars. And this customer came in with starting issues after they had installed a new battery that they got from Temu. Yep, looks good. And the owner of this car came in saying, I hit a curb going a bit faster than normal, but that's probably alright, right? And this head had a bit of a leaking problem. And this customer had replaced the head gasket all by himself. The owner of this car had replaced the parking brake shoes by himself, but had apparently gotten the wrong size, which caused it to get stuck. And this guy could only open the door from the outside and wanted the mechanic to have a look. Customer came in really bummed out saying, do you know how to treat cars with OCD? Because mine won't stop cleaning itself, no matter if it's on or off. And the owner of this car came in saying, my car sounds like a wheel of fortune, but I ain't winning nothing. This car came in because of a slight thumping sound when riding over speed bumps. Not quite sure if I want to know what that is. This customer drove into the shop saying, car's been burning a bit more oil lately, thought to have it checked out. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Customer states, starting issues and sometimes there's a misfire. Please advise. And this guy was doing an oil change on his Subaru, but as he was rolling over to get out, he accidentally pressed the remote starter on the car keys, and this is what happened. Luckily, he shut it off on time before any serious damage had been done to the engine. Now, see, I don't think it's supposed to do that. And this customer came in saying, took the car out for some Indian food, but I think it was too spicy for it. Yep, looks great. The owner of this BMW SUV came in complaining about a strange sound coming from the differential, and this is what the mechanic found. And this customer came in complaining about their car sounding like an old boat diesel. This car came in with a rattling noise and a coolant leak after the customer had installed a new water pump by themselves, but had accidentally forgot the gasket. Customer states, I hit a pothole and then the car just went. This customer came in saying, I don't usually come into repair shops because my mechanic friend does all my work. But I just came in to ask what do you think might be the cause for all this brake squeaking that I've been getting recently. The owner of this car came in with a clunking sound after they had apparently done some work on the suspension and outer tie rods, all by themselves. And this customer had apparently been driving behind a logging truck for a bit too long. This customer had gotten a new transmission installed at another shop, but had to come in 3 days later because they just couldn't get it into drive anymore. And this car came in after the owner couldn't roll down their window anymore and said that they keep hearing water sounds when turning. Turned out to be a clogged water drain hole. And the owner of this truck was on their way home from work when they suddenly heard a loud metallic noise from the back, and then the truck stopped. This customer rolled in complaining about a pretty wobbly steering wheel. The owner of this car complained about it being bumpier than normal after their son had borrowed it for the weekend to go see his girlfriend. And this car had more than just one owner. This car came in after the owner complained about a noise when braking. Customer states, car has started chain smoking again. Please advise. Customer states, did an oil change at a quick lube shop because it was cheaper, but now I have an engine knock. This Volvo diesel engine came in because it wouldn't start after it and the owner had gone for a little swim. Customer states, loud metal to metal noises when going over bumps. This customer had let their stepbrother install a wheelchair ramp in their van, but came in because the van doesn't start anymore. This customer came in saying, cab smells like a nursing home. Please advise. And this engine had a bit of a leak. And this customer came in complaining about their AC not working anymore after they had been parked on the street for a few days. And this car came in for an oil change, but the mechanic noticed that it needed some new engine mounts too, but the customer apparently just said, listen buddy, don't try and screw me over, okay? Just give me the goddamn oil change so I can get out of here. This car came in for an oil change when the mechanic noticed that the customer had done some body and paint work on it, all by himself. Very nice. This customer had some brake work done and a new battery installed at a different shop, but had to come in because they could barely stop the car. Turns out that the other shop had skipped reconnecting a couple of parts. Customer states, it sounds like something's stuck in my engine. Please advise. This truck came in with a clunking sound after the customer's son had replaced the ball joints together with his friends. And this customer came in complaining about their car leaning heavily to one side, and this is what the mechanics found. This car rolled in because the owner said that it's gotten harder to stop and that the brake pedal feels mushy. Customer states, my son took the car for a weekend trip in the mountains, but car now has a clunking sound and leaks oil. Please advise. This car came in because it overheated due to a bit of a coolant leak. Turns out that the customer had been driving it for years without proper maintenance and that it wasn't the first time it had overheated. Yummy. Customer came in complaining about their brakes feeling different after having their brakes refurbished at a different shop. And this truck rolled in with one of the wheels holding on for dear life. Customer states, I ran over a small piece of wood on the highway. Could you check how it's looking underneath? And this truck came in with some issues. And this car apparently makes its very own vanilla milkshake. Yummy. Customer states, hit a pothole and now car makes a strange noise. Please advise. And this car came in after the customer had hit a speed bump going a bit too fast. And these lifters have definitely seen some better days. This customer came in complaining about their car having really bad starting issues and said, listen, my nephew's an awesome electrician and he usually does all my work, but he's on vacation, so I need you guys to help me out here. And this customer had apparently never heard of WD-40. Customer states, bought the car last night and it fired up fine, but now I have this weird squeaky sound every time I try to crank it. The owner of this Cadillac came in asking if it's supposed to smoke this much during cold starts. Customer states, I think I floored it a bit too hard this time. And this customer came in saying that their car has been handling like a boat for a while and wanted it fixed. And this is how to fix an engine mount while on a budget. Just use some chopped up old tires. And this customer complained about their car being bumpy and leaning to the left. Here's another example of just how much mechanics and car engineers love each other. It's that 80% dark chocolate. The owner of this Jeep Liberty came in because their four-wheel drive had stopped working after their grandson had borrowed it for a couple of months. The mechanic found the front drive shaft to be mysteriously missing. And this Toyota Tacoma came in with a bit of a coolant leak after the customer heard a loud bang while driving on the highway. Looks good. And the owner of this truck came in saying that putting their car into drive is like winning the lottery. Customer states, my Jeep has started to lean backwards ever since I hit a pothole 2 weeks ago. Please advise. This is what the mechanic discovered once he had it on the lift. This customer's car came in with a pretty bad oil leak after the customer apparently hit a smaller jersey barrier on their way to work, which also rearranged a large part of the car's undercarriage. And yep, these people are out there among us, driving on not only one bad wheel, but two. And the owner of this car came in saying, I've been to 2 shops already to try to fix these tire leaks, but each time it just gets worse. And this car came in because the lady that owns it had started hearing a rattling noise when driving on the highway after her husband had done some repairs on it the week before. This truck came in after the owner complained about a clunking sound that had become worse and worse the past 2 years. The owner of this car said that their brother helped them install a used generator 2 weeks ago, but now they need a new battery. Customer states, hit something on the highway and ever since my battery light is on. Please advise. The mechanic found that it was a long bolt that had went straight through the undercarriage and almost split a battery cable in half. And this customer complained about a loud knock whenever they go to pass another car on the highway. And here's an Ecotec engine just being an Ecotec engine. And the owner of this car came in because of a terrible engine knock after their stepfather, who's apparently great with cars, had done an oil change for them the day before. And this has got to be one of those new flexible gear knobs. And this car apparently makes its very own fresh orange juice caramel latte. And this car came in with a bit of a leak. All aboard! And this customer apparently really wanted their Nissan Altima to have a sportier feel. Customer states, I do all my own oil changes and I do them on time, but last week my car started sounding like this. And here's a great tip if you want your car to last longer and pretty much not have any rust on it whatsoever. Just oil it all up and you're good to go. This customer rolled in complaining about poor acceleration and that it takes a while to turn the car on, and this is what the mechanics discovered. And this customer came in saying that their car has started to sound like a lawnmower. Turns out that the throwout bearing needed replacement. And this car rolled in for an oil change, but when the mechanic went to sit in it, he discovered it was pretty nasty. Customer states, whenever I accelerate, there's this chopping sound and the car eventually feels really sluggish. If you have any idea what might be causing this, let us know in the comments below. And the owner of this car came in saying that their car has started to squeak, but not only when their wife rides along. Customer states, there's a rattling sound whenever the car's running. Turns out that the timing chain was free roaming. Customer states, car has started to knock more recently. Need urgent oil change. This Chevy Colorado had to come in because the owner said, my windshield is always greasy. The mechanic discovered that they had put sunflower oil instead of washer fluid in the washer fluid tank. And this customer had done some bodywork on their car, all by themselves. This guy came in with his car saying, this noise just means it's warming up, right? Yup, looks perfect. Customer states, I keep getting this strange rattling sound when driving. Customer states, hit a curb harder than normal, please advise. This customer came in saying that their car has started sounding like a high voltage substation. This customer rolled in with their Mitsubishi Outlander complaining about a steering issue after their son had taken the car out for a fishing trip with his friends. The owner of this car came in saying that he's been hearing a meowing sound all morning on his way to work and had to come in to have it checked out. Luckily, the cat was fine and ended up finding its way back home. And if your crankshaft and timing chain starts sounding like this, you better have some good insurance. This truck rolled in for an inspection after the customer had converted it from 4-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive and wanted to see if they had done it right. Nice. The owner of this car said that they followed the car's yearly maintenance plan since they bought it new, but for some reason the car just shut itself off the other day. And this is a perfect example of how not to work on your truck. Customer states, hissing sounds and car feels really sluggish when trying to accelerate. And this customer had built his very own portable lunch heating device. And this car came in because the customer said the brakes were loud as hell and that the car handled like a bag of potatoes when driving on smaller roads, and he couldn't figure out why. What the customer forgot to mention was that he was also a hobbyist mechanic that had done all the repairs on the car himself. This car rolled in because it kept overheating after the customer's brother had replaced a couple of coolant hoses but forgot to tighten them properly. The owner of this car came in saying that they think their car sounds a bit different than normal and wanted it checked out. This customer came in saying that their buddy helped them fix their squeaky brakes, but they're still squeaking. Customer states, ever since I changed the oil last month, the car has almost overheated a couple of times. Can you check it out and make sure it's nothing serious? And this Hyundai rolled in sounding like this. This car came in with a pretty decent coolant leak after the customer had tried fixing it themselves. And this customer had their truck's automatic transmission in for some work and got it back like this. Customer states, my truck keeps overheating and has also started to leak coolant. This customer came in because they had a clunking sound while driving, after they had installed some new wheels by themselves. Customer states, my car keeps making these farting sounds when I accelerate and the floor mats get warm after a while. Customer states, car sounds like it had beans for lunch every time I take off. Customer states, what do you mean there's rust underneath? I've kept my car in a heated garage since new. And this car came in with a coolant leak and an overheated engine after the customer had tried topping off the coolant by themselves and apparently lost the coolant cap. And this car had some pretty big thermostat issues. The owner of this car had it in for some brake work at another shop, but they had apparently permanently misplaced the caliper bolts without mentioning anything to the customer. And this Subaru came in with a blown up engine after the owner had been to his first street race the night before. This customer came in saying that their car has started to sound strange during idle and wanted the mechanic to have a look. If you have any idea what might be causing this, let us know in the comments below. And the owner of this car came in saying that he don't need no smartphone to find his way anywhere. He only uses tech that he knows will work no matter what. This customer came in saying, it's not really a problem, but sometimes my brakes squeak pretty badly. Could you check it out and make sure it's nothing serious? This customer came in saying that they have had a strange whining noise from their differential for the past 6 months and wanted it looked at. If you have any idea what might be causing this engine noise, let us know in the comments below. Here's another great example of car engineers that don't care for the car mechanics at all. In this case, the oil pan is secured by special brackets that are a real pain in the ass to get out. And this customer came in saying, I don't know why, but my brakes are squeaking a lot more than normal. The mechanic found that the brake pads hadn't been changed since the car rolled out of the factory 15 years ago. This customer rolled in because they had lost all power steering and their AC had started to blow warm when they were driving back home from work. This customer came in saying, I've been getting this strange rattling sound for the past couple weeks. Can you check it out? The mechanic later found out that the customer had been in for a tire rotation at another shop and they had installed all the lug nuts the wrong way. This 2004 GMC Sierra rolled in after the customer said that it's a little hard to stop at higher speeds. This customer came in saying, "What do you mean I need new tires? I only got these a couple years ago and they're practically as good as new." Customer states, "My car keeps overheating. Please advise." This truck was in for an inspection after the customer had done some suspension and exhaust work on it, all by himself. The owner of this truck had some issues with the rear differential, so he just decided to disconnect it in his very own creative way. This customer came in saying that they've been having a clunking sound since last month and came in to have it checked out. And the owner of this car had their buddy help them fix the steering, but had to come into the shop because the steering felt a bit loose. This customer came in and said, "I let my son borrow my Mercedes for 2 weeks and it came back with this strange thumping sound. Can you check it out?" This car came in because it kept overheating after the customer's friend had installed a used intercooler that supposedly was like new, and this is what the mechanic found. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and until next time.